Breaking news this morning, we are on our way right now to an Aurora apartment complex where a large law enforcement presence has been spotted. This is the view from Sky 9 above the Bella Terra apartments that is right near the Goodwill off of Chambers and Ilive. As soon as we get more information, we will bring that to you on air and online at 9news.com. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being with us. A lot to get to on this Thursday. I'm Jordan Chavez.
And I'm Erica Lopez in for Corey Rose. First, though, we want to get a check of your forecast with senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi. We are in for a gorgeous day here across Colorado.
Award-winning weather, one might say. It's going to be in the upper 60s, sun-splashed, and most importantly, especially compared to yesterday, those winds will be way lighter for us. Yesterday, we had some 30, 40, occasionally 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts along the Front Range. Today, those winds will be about as calm as they get for us. Mid-30s right now, though. That calmer wind allows that colder, denser air to sink down towards the surface. And the result is it's in the mid-30s right now for us here in Denver. So 35 right now, so a little cooler, notably cooler than yesterday and Tuesday morning. 20s for the most part in the mountains. Again, that's because of that lighter wind. But that lighter wind will not stop those temperatures from getting up into the upper 60s later on today. Average high for today, 61. Yesterday, it was a wind-blown 73. But today, again, notably lighter winds for us with those temperatures. A good 5 to 10 degrees above average for most of the eastern plains and the mountains. It's a bluebird ski day if you're lucky enough to be up that way on this Thursday. Meantime, temperatures get up into the mid-60s. If you're going to the Rockies game this afternoon, looks awesome for that game out there at 20th and Blake. So beautiful with lighter winds today. Fire danger will increase, though, for Saturday. I'll have details on record heat likely just around the corner for us in my full forecast in a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. We have issued a traffic impact alert this morning at 7:02 because of this crash right now on southbound I-25 and 104th Avenue this morning. If you're getting ready to travel from North Glen in toward Thornton, this is going to impact you this morning. All lanes blocked, but that far right lane, express lane, and additional 2 lanes of the interstate are fully closed. We can still see a very active scene with several police officers and flashing lights. Tough to make out exactly how many vehicles involved in the crash from this vantage point, but we can see the congestion. Right-hand side of your screen is the parking lot behind it on southbound I-25. I want to bring you over to our travel time right now in this area. It is getting slower each time we check in. Again, southbound I-25 crash at 104th Avenue. Why we've issued that traffic impact alert for drivers in this area. We can see that heavy red stretching back on the map, and that drive time is up to 40 minutes. That is a half-hour backup. It's a parking lot on southbound I-25 approaching 104th. Washington Street and Huron Street, one parallel to the interstate. Those are going to be a good bet for workaround options. Now, if you're getting on southbound I-25 after 104th, closer to Thornton, you will be okay headed into Denver, but behind it, it's a mess. Additionally, we have a crash on westbound I-70 a little bit after 225. We're up to about a 30-minute travel time on westbound I-70 through Aurora from E470 over to 76. Around a 12 to 15 minute backup there. New this morning, the city of Littleton is set to start a major infrastructure project on South Broadway. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez is live in Littleton this morning. Brianna, this project will address both safety concerns as well as community needs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Good morning, Erica. So this is going to be a 2-in-1 project, construction project for the city of Littleton, and it's very much needed. So I want you guys to take a look at your screen. Back in 2023, the city of Littleton, they actually had a significant rain event that led to collapsed culverts and also sinkholes. So the culvert that's underneath South Broadway right now is starting to fail. So city officials are working to replace the culvert by digging underneath, removing the damaged material, and replacing the concrete pipe. To make the most out of this $9 million project and avoid having to close down South Broadway in the future, the city also plans to add a pedestrian underpass beneath South Broadway. So this actually has been in the works for almost 50 years, but back then there were challenges of working beneath a busy street like South Broadway. So the underpass will connect the east and west sections of the Lee Gulch Trail. This will provide a safer access for pedestrians and cyclists to the Highline Canal Trail.
It's going to be a full-length closure, so we'll be closing down half of the road as the time as we're working through that. The culvert is 30 feet below the road, so it will be an open trench that is very deep. So we'll need to close half of that road, get that side repaired, fix the road, put the traffic onto the other side, and then fix the other half of the road.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, this is going to be a traffic nightmare for a lot of folks, especially here in Littleton. We're seeing a lot of people driving out right now. So we're seeing cyclists, pedestrians, and you have people coming here to Advent Health Littleton Hospital. So of course, those who work here, those who have to come to the hospital, it is just going to be a nightmare. So coming up right here on KTVD at 8, we're going to break down exactly when this project will be completed. And of course, we'll keep you updated. For now, I'm live here in Littleton. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
All right, Brianna, thank you. This morning, the next step in reimagining part of Aurora's Colfax corridor is underway. Aurora City Council greenlit phase 2 of the plan. The idea is to bring new life to the area around Colfax and Yosemite. City Council also voted to explore creating a downtown development authority. Most council members are on board, but a few say that adding another nonprofit is unnecessary.
Denver is taking a bold step to cut carbon emissions, and it's doing it with water. The city is launching a pilot project to use geothermal heating and cooling in more than a dozen downtown buildings. Instead of using electricity or natural gas, this system uses a loop of water pipes to keep the buildings at a consistent temperature. City officials say the project could cut greenhouse gas emissions by more than 80% without needing massive upgrades to Denver's electric grid.
This morning, we are learning 3 Thornton police officers who shot and killed 2 people after chasing their car into Lakewood will not be charged. District Attorney Alexis King announced that decision yesterday. The shooting happened last April in Thornton. 3 officers spotted a car with a missing license plate and followed it. The officers were in unmarked cars and their sirens were not on at the time. Investigators say that the driver they were following eventually stopped, got out of the car, and fired a gun. From there, the chase picked back up. It eventually ended in Lakewood, and that is where investigators say that Jasmine Castro and Joby Vigil got out of the car. Officers shot and killed both of them. Castro had a gun, Vigil did not. According to the district attorney, even though investigators considered one of the officers' actions to be unreasonable, a jury would have been unlikely to convict.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says someone was drilling holes into the fuel tanks of trucks in Golden. The Sheriff's Office says last Thursday they were called out for a criminal mischief report. Several trucks had holes drilled into their fuel tanks, spilling diesel everywhere. Firefighters and a hazmat team responded. Jeffco Sheriff did not provide any further information about the investigation.
This morning, Senator Bernie Sanders is urging Coloradans to push Governor Jared Polis to sign a bill that would make it easier for workers to unionize. It's called Senate Bill 005, and it would scrap a rule that requires a second vote before unions can collect dues. Labor unions say it's long overdue, but business groups say it goes too far. Governor Polis says that he will not sign it unless both sides agree, but so far that has not happened. The bill's already passed the Senate, and it now heads to the House for a final vote. New this morning, we are learning a Russian-American woman in prison for treason is being released in a prison swap. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed the news earlier this morning. Former ballerina Ksenia Karolina was detained by Russian authorities since January of 2024. She was sentenced to 12 years in prison after being accused of treason for allegedly donating money to a charity aiding Ukraine on the day that Russia launched a full-scale attack invasion in Ukraine. Authorities have not yet confirmed the details of the alleged donation. Rubio said in a post on X that she is on her way back to the U.S. Rescuers are racing to find survivors in a devastating nightclub roof collapse in the Dominican Republic. More than 180 people are dead, including former baseball stars and public officials. This all happened at the famous Jet Set nightclub in San Domingo. Among those killed, merengue singer Ruby Perez, who was on stage when the entire building pancaked. Former MLB player Tony Blanco was also killed. He reportedly saved the life of another MLB alum, Esteban Herman. Herman told a reporter that Blanco pushed him out of the way, saving him from a piece of falling roof. Officials say that they have rescued 155 survivors from the debris.
A Mexican police commander is dead after a shootout with an escaped killer. Cesar Hernandez escaped from a California courthouse last December. He was serving a 25-year life sentence for first-degree murder. The shootout happened in Tijuana during an operation to recapture Hernandez. He managed to escape again and is still on the run.
The wife of Weezer's bass player has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after being shot by Los Angeles police. According to LAPD, officers were trying to track down a suspect in an unrelated hit and run, and that's when they spotted Jillian Schreiner in her front yard next door. Police say that she had a gun, refused orders to drop it, and pointed the weapon at officers. That's when those officers opened fire, hitting Schreiner in the shoulder. She's been treated for that injury and is being held on $1 million bail.